Welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here today. I have a great workshop planned just for you. And today we're going to talk about PERS, Personal Emergency. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here today. I have a great workshop topic planned just for you. It's on personal emergency response systems. Yep. I've fallen and I can't get up. I want to teach you today the many options that you can choose from. And there's been a lot of development in this field in the past couple of years. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And while I do that, if this is your first time joining me, so glad that you're here. I know firsthand, it can be hard sometimes to get online, to learn something new. It seems sometimes like there are all these roadblocks, and I applaud you for being here and for learning something new. I really do. So as I mentioned, we're going to talk about a personal emergency response system and what's available to you and what might be the best fit for you. Now, my name is Abby Ritchie. I'm the founder of Senior Savvy. And every week I am teaching older adults the tech skills they need to excel in today's world. And something I want you to be more knowledgeable about is how you can protect yourself in the event of an emergency. This is a big, important topic, isn't it? So let's dive right into it. And I want you to know my email address is at the bottom of every slide. And if you want to shoot me an email, ask me a question, I would be thrilled to hear from you. All right. So in my classes, I found that many of you are wearing an Apple Watch. So am I. Many of you are living in senior living communities, and you are given a life alert pendant, for instance. And some of you are using lively devices. Maybe it's the smartphone, the Jitterbug smartphone 2, or the flip phone. And those also offer you a personal emergency button. So there's so many options, but this is where we're headed today. I'm going to talk about the history of this topic, some of the benefits, the features, some things to consider for an in-home system, and what to consider if you're thinking about a mobile system. There are also a lot of new options out there that I want to talk about. And at the very end, I've got a resource sheet for you. You can take a picture of it, or you can email me and I'll send it to you. But first, let's talk about the history of the personal emergency response system. In the 1970s, it's been known that there was a group of nurses who were very concerned about their older patients not getting the type of response to emergencies that they needed. And between the nurses and an inventor, they came up with this type of device. And what this did was it allowed someone to wear a pendant around their neck. And if they needed help, they could press it and it would make a call to a predetermined number. Now, what they found in the early 70s, especially when the American International Telephone Company got involved, they found that this was only as good as the person who was wearing it. And actually, that still is true today. These devices are only as good as the person wearing them and using them. So if you don't like it, chances are you're not going to use it, but I've got options for you. In the 80s, there came this walkie-talkie-like device, and actually some of them are kind of still like that today. And you'll see that newer features have been added in, like fall detection, GPS tracking, medication reminders, and that they come in all different form factors like pendants and watches and bracelets and you name it, they've made it. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the benefits, including a lifesaver for people who live alone or who have medical conditions. And it can also provide an enormous amount of peace of mind for caregivers and family members. In fact, a couple of years ago, we got my dad an Apple Watch. So in the event that he fell and no one was there, emergency services would be notified, and that gave us some peace of mind. They also help you to reduce risk. Because if someone is notified right away after you've fallen, you're going to get help right away. And it's this extended amount of time that maybe a person has fallen and has not gotten help, in which things get worse, drastically worse. And the personal emergency response systems, they're going to allow you to age in place longer, whether that's in your home or it is at a senior living community. It's going to allow you to be independent longer. Now, I first became familiar with these. I have a client and her name is Dorothy. Her daughter contacted me, and Dorothy was living in her own home, and her children were very concerned about their mother. She had had a stroke. She was doing fine, but they were concerned because she lived alone. And so in this process, what I did was I started to do my own research, and I found that there are basically two types of systems here. So there's the in-home unit, and there's a mobile unit that's going to go with you places. And so when you're thinking about which one to get, you've really got to think about a couple of different things. First, you want to think about the various features. Some of these systems, emergency response systems, have fall detection. Some of them have GPS tracking, depending on where you're at. And many of them also offer you medication reminders. Additionally, you want to consider your lifestyle. Do you need location detection? Do you drive? Do you need movement monitor and perhaps daily check-in services? And if you have any pre-existing health condition, you're probably going to want medical monitoring. You're probably going to want reliable, quick assistance, right? So you've really got to take into consideration all those factors along with the cost, because there are various costs associated. They can range from a few $100s to several $1,000s. You want to fit one, you want to choose one that fits in your budget. Also, some have contracts, some don't. So these are all things to keep in mind. Additionally, you're going to want to find out what the coverage is and what is the coverage area like in your community. And you can confirm this with your local area agency on aging if you want more information. Finally, when you're considering all the various features, let's talk about monitoring and response. You want to have call routing, and you want to make sure that the system is being monitored. And who else will be notified? Maybe a family member, other emergency contacts, your doctor. You want to ask about the response center. Do they own their own response center, or is it contract externally? Is the center certified? And what's the average response time? So as you can see, there are so many factors that take place, and there's not a one-size-fits-all here. When it comes to choosing the right equipment, here are some questions I want you to ask. Is it wearable? Now, many people are on the go. You're driving, maybe you're going for a walk, and the device has got to be wearable because it's only as good as the person wearing it. And if you're not wearing it, chances are it's not good, okay? So it's got to be wearable. It needs to be comfortable. My client, Dorothy, she did not want to wear a black band. She also did not want to wear an ugly pendant around her neck. No, no, no. She wasn't comfortable with that. So we had to work around that and find other options. Additionally, she loved to swim. And so this personal emergency response device needs to be fully waterproof. And you want to ask that question. You want to ask, what's the range here? You want to find out how far that wearable button can be from the base unit and still operate. And that's actually a problem in a lot of senior living communities, because once you leave the community, that help button isn't there or isn't active. And if you go out to the garden, for instance, or the garage, you want to make sure what the range is on that device. Additionally, for Dorothy, she had a hard time hearing, and a lot of times she would be home and she would not put her hearing aids in. So we had to make sure that the speaker was loud enough. You want to be able to ask, what is the battery life like? And will it need regular charging or not? Like with the Apple Watch, it typically needs to be charged once a day. It doesn't take long to charge, but you are going to need to charge it. And will it need software updates? Are they going to happen automatically, or are you going to have to initiate them? And then finally, like with Dorothy, it was pretty easy to set up. But if you want something mounted on the wall or various components in certain places, you may have to consider how is it going to be set up. Now, if you are snowbirding, half of the year you're in one place, half the year in the other place, you're going to want to ask, is your system movable or not? And can others connect to the device? So can your daughter look on an app on her phone and make sure you made it from A to B safely? And if you are using a in-home alarm system, you're going to want to take that into consideration as well, because you want to make sure that this can be added to your home security system. Speaking of home, let's talk about the in-home systems that are available. I'm going to go through about 6 of them, okay? And they've all been voted best for certain features. And the first one is the Medical Guardian. The Medical Guardian has the best premium features. What that means is that it's got add-ons to its system. You can do things like tailor your system to your needs. You can wear the pendant, you can wear the watch, you can put something in your pocket or on your keys, as well as use this in-home. Now, the Bay Alarm Medical, this is known best for price. And if you remember back a couple slides, this walkie-talkie light, it really hasn't changed that much since the 80s, but it's still good. People still buy it, and it's known to have the fastest response time, typically 15 seconds on average. For the best all-around system, this is going to be a good fit for you if you live at home, or you also have an active lifestyle. Maybe you drive, because this also has mobile help in it. So it's got a lot of great features, and it's been known for best all around. If you want to add a system in with your home security, this is the one you're going to want to choose, because ADT has this built into it. And it's also known for best for not having extra fees. That's something you want to check for. Now, the Lively devices are devices that have been made for older adults, and they really stand apart because they provide extra services for individuals with one or more health conditions. They have health check-ins. You can have access to virtual urgent care and a caregiver app for added security. And we're going to talk more about some of the other Lively features as we move on. Now, Medical Care Alert has been known to be best overall, and best all-in-one. Here's why. The company has 2 independent monitoring centers. Each of these are equipped with 2 diesel generators and offer 2 uninterrupted power supply units that are ready in the event of a natural disaster or an emergency. So if you're preoccupied with that, this is a good one to go for. And now, we're going to talk about the mobile systems, because if you're an on-the-go person, you're driving, you're active, you're going to want to find one that's comfortable, both in size and weight. So the Medical Guardian tends to be the leading on-the-go medical alert solutions. They've got the watch, they have the Mini Guardian, which you can slip in your pocket or your purse, and the mobile unit. And these are known to be great for, they do have 24/7 US-based monitoring. They also offer a built-in fall detection and a lifetime warranty. Next up, we have One Call Alert. People know this as dependable and cost-friendly. It's got the in-home wireless system. They also offer this complete protection, and it's kind of like they've got this mobile on the go. It's easy, it's lightweight, and you can put it in your pocket, and it's backed up with GPS location technology. There's a new one on the block I want to teach you. It's called the Kanega Watch, and it's made by Unali Wear. And this is a medical alert smartwatch with fall detection. You can get help via voice, a button, and like I said, it's tracking your falls. It's got 24/7 monitoring. And if you don't like it, you can send that back within 30 days. Now, a lot of my very tech forward seniors who are also using Apple devices love the Apple Watch. What's not to like about it? It's so much more than just a watch. And it has a ton of health features built into it, including a fitness tracker, a blood oxygen level tracker, an ECG app. It's water resistant, and you can use it on your cellular, and it also tracks GPS. If you're an Android fan, then you're going to want to choose the Samsung Galaxy Watch. It has GPS, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and an ECG monitor. And it's going to pair beautifully with your Samsung Galaxy. Now, we talked earlier about the Lively device. I want to show you this one. This is more than your typical medical alert system because these phones, they have built-in OnStar ability, built-in emergency support. And that is a part of the Lively product line. You can pick that up at any Best Buy. And now I want to share with you some other options, some things that have come across my desk in the past year that I want you to know about. One is called Alexa Together. This is a new subscription service that's designed to give the entire family peace of mind. Wouldn't you like to get your daughter off your back? And it's going to help your loved ones feel more comfortable and confident that you are living independently. Now, if you love using Alexa and you got her down like that and you guys have got a relationship and you're talking, this is going to be a great fit for you. And Trellaware is a newer option. They've spent the past 4 years developing a product and a solution that they're proud to share with family and friends who have been really frustrated without having a more attractive option to wear in order to protect your loved ones. And so these have fall call, they have Bluetooth in them. And so it's really catering to the active lifestyle of women of all ages, not just older adults, but it enables them to be independent and look beautiful as well as stay safe. And finally, I've got the Invisaware Smart Necklace I want to share with you. So this comes in gold, it also comes in silver, and it bundles with your ADT if you want that. You can wear this necklace at all times. And if you fall, if you need support, you can press the button. They also have a keychain one that you can put on your keys as well. Now I know I talked about so much that I made up this resource sheet for you. You can take a picture of it or feel free to email me with any questions as well as a request for this resource sheet. So I want to now present 2 questions that people have asked me. One, are they on a subscription? Some of them are, and some of them are not. So you want to make sure to ask. Additionally, people have always asked me, they'll say something like, can I wear an Apple Watch and not have an Apple phone? And the thing is that you really need to pair the watch with a phone, okay? So it's not a standalone device, whereas some of the other ones I showed you, like the Unaliwear, that's a standalone device. All right, I know I've talked. You can always find me on Facebook, all right? Feel free to reach out to me there. I'm also on LinkedIn and on Instagram. And I hope that you've learned a lot today during our workshop. I want to tell you, it's always an honor and it's a privilege to serve you and educate you. I am so glad and so thankful that you're here with me today. See you next time. Bye-bye.